Hello, welcome to this quick tour of Quizstorm version 2.0, a full upgrade where all the really good stuff is actually in the front end, but there's some quite important things to show you that we've changed and improved in the setup. So for those of you that have used Quizstorm before, this will look very familiar. Nothing much seems to have changed, but what we have done is where you go and select your modules, this works in the same way as before in the 5 different category types of text, picture, audio, film and multi. And as before, you can click and drag or swipe if you're on a touch screen left and right, so you can browse through in the usual way. One of the things we have changed is some people like to use these arrows at the side here to scroll through, and that was sort of fine if you were in the categories of picture, audio, film and multi, but because there are a lot of text-based quizzes in here, there's actually 932 modules in total, this could be a little slow when you used it, so that's been speeded up so it works the same as the other columns. So very small change there, but nevertheless useful. So the way we've now changed the way the search works is I think we've simplified it and made it easier to use. You probably, if you're putting together into these slots your quiz modules, probably got some idea of the sort of quizzes you want to put in there. So let's say, for example, I wanted to definitely have a module on tennis and I did a search. I would get all the modules that have got tennis in the title or tennis content in there. So if I look at this one, Legends of Tennis, that looks pretty good for what I want. So I'll add that into the first slot. That's great. Now, if I want to do a new search, I can clear that search and do a completely fresh search. So let's say I wanted to do another sport round. Let's say maybe darts. I'm sure we've got something in here for darts. There we go, darts score challenge, test your numeracy skills. That could be fun. So we'll add that into our second slot. And then if we clear the search again, now let's say that I go, okay, I want a module on Disney. We do a search for Disney and that comes up with a lot of stuff that's relating to Disney. Over 50 different modules there. Now, some people also like to just put in the titles of all the sort of key searches of what they want so they can browse through the whole lot. So if I don't clear the search and I put in 80s, for example, okay, that's added another 11 modules. So you'll see as we scroll down here, we've also got quizzes relating to the 80s coming in as well. So this is an accumulative search, so you can put in 5 or 6 different search terms of what might suit you and then search that way. But if you want a completely clean search, you can hit clear search. So we think that makes things a lot easier. So let's use some of these. Let's load in retro 80s. Let's do the Princess and the Frog. Let's do Pinocchio. Oh, but do you know what? I think I might want to do these Disney ones first. So before you would have to delete them and start adding them again, but now you've got little arrows that you'll see up here. So if I wanted to move this one to the beginning and I wanted to move this one, I can move them along. So that feature wasn't there previously, and we think that will be very helpful for people. So you can, start filling this out and then moving things into the order that you actually want them before you save your module setup. So search features and getting your quiz loaded in, some nice little upgrades there. One of the other things I'm going to show you before we go into the really good stuff in the front end is if we go into settings. Now, most of you will be aware that we've always had the ability to change the background music, but not everybody's aware of this. If you go here, the default is set by default. You can actually switch it off, and we have a few other options in there. But we've also now added the same for the intro outro music. So the default one is still in there if you want to keep that, but there's now 3 other types of intro music, slightly different sounds. No doubt we'll be adding to these in the future, but just to make you aware that you've now got different choices of music. The other thing that we have changed, which I won't cover in this tutorial, but the countdown sound, which has always been here, it's now been set that if you're using any kind of audio, so if you're running a piece of music and you've chosen to use the countdown sound won't play over the music or the video that's being played. So that's a little tweak with that. So that's everything in this side. What we're going to do now is go into the front end and see the visual changes that you can look forward to when you install 2.0. So let's run our intro with one of the new soundtracks. So I think you'll agree that looks and sounds fantastic, and with your own branding on there, it also looks amazing. So let's play some Quizstorm. So we've moved on a few rounds with the quiz just so that you can see what these new beautiful columns look like. They really match the rest of the amazing design that the team has done to really give the new 2.0 a completely premium look. Okay, we're at the end of the quiz, and a feature that was added a few versions ago, we reveal the columns in reverse order for a bit of tension, and we see who's won the quiz. And then we go to the outro, which, as with the intro, has also been upgraded. So that was update 2.0, quick tour there. It's available now. Get it while it's hot.